Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
For this particular activity stream, it is for a lot of other modules as well, like learning. On courses, there could be an activity stream. Then on talent, also when we are creating the templates for goal reviewing or performance of viewing, we could have an activity stream, and we have it. Here activity streaming. We have to mention which our objects would be including the activity stream functionality. We can add over here job requisition, or we can search out for anything related to recruitment where all we can have. This is provided by Workday. We cannot add or delete any other objects here for recruitment. On the campaigns we can have, it is related to students. We have various universities who are now including Workday. The students, the teachers, the faculty, even the tellers and laborers, everybody would be on Workday. And student is altogether a different module. It is in India like growing, but in the US it is highly in demand and it's a good module, I would say. And the other one is the prospect over here. On the prospect profile, you can have an activity stream enabled. And if I search for job requisition, we had it for job application in our organization. Prospect and job requisition, these two they have. For job requisition, there's a Workday delivered notes section which came last year as an update. There would be a note section on the job rec, and the candidate can tag the recruiter, or recruiter can make a general announcement for the candidate that everyone can see it. Whose server is connected to that job requisition? That note is also another thing I want to talk about. Job application activities. All these could be added here. That is the only setup required for stream settings. What's the next step? No, just a little more about activity stream. How can I use it, and how can I make it in my company? This is like editing it. Here, you could see over here, this is the activity stream. I can tag like Logan. Logan, please share this candidate profile. And post it. Now, I'm sorry, this is visible on the candidate or prospect profile at the bottom. Yes, candidate prospect. It would be visible on prospect profile. If you're enabling it for job application, it would be visible on job application. You would get a notification that there is a comment notification. This is how Workday has configured the activity stream automatically to go. Come here, she will see the overview and she would see the comment. And she can put a reply also. Like this activity stream, it's like a chat system. And this is visible on the candidate profile as well, or only prospect. We need to check if activity stream can be enabled for candidates. This is a candidate kind of a thing only, but with the prospect. Let me also see the job rep right now. If in this tenant it is enabled, only a recruiter would be able to see that functionality, and it used to come over here. Check it, just come here. It used to come over here. And like how we on activity stream can tag people and chat, the conversation is visible to the candidate to a part of this as well. Like when they'll open this job, Rick Noti on the candidate home account, they would be able to see the note section. You can check this in your tenant if it is visible. But over here I can see it. Activity stream is for job application and prospect. But this is the job. This is the job they deliver notes functionality. It would be visible on all the job recs. We don't have to enable it. Where do I see it here? Like I don't see it. I think just check. I need to also check if it is in production or not. But I remember I've seen it last year somewhere on some job rec or some client. I learned the book. The book is very old. If it's in the book, it might be enabled. I mean, you said it's recently. Recently enables notes functionality. It came last year in May. But I think this book is a little bit older. 2-3 years ago. We don't have to enable anything for notes. For activity stream, we have to do a set of system, prospect, and job application. Let's see what this. Here it was in 2022 release. And here setup is required. And the system will run. Review date, production date is this. It should be like, if you're doing the setup, it would be visible. These are the technical changes required. Like we have to add recruiter. Then you could see we deliver these new domains that you can use to secure access to managing job acquisition and the maintain recruiting task. Manage job. These two are the major ones. We deliver a side panel on job acquisition, compensate view, and job acquisition workspace that you can use to add new nodes and job. You can configure the new domain to secure access to the side panel. Manage job acquisition notice effect check. That is how you look into help. It's in. I have to go in editor, then a setup in system, right? No, this is a domain, manage job acquisition. You need to see the proper setup, what they're saying. The list of domains they have mentioned. You should have access to all of them. This thing that's in tennis setup is required. That's why I was confused. Do we have to enable anything in the editor setup or just it's still domain here? No, we don't have to go into edit and set up task anywhere. We have been not always do setup or make things available to a 10 set of tasks. We might have to enable certain domains, functional areas, BP policies. That is also another way. Or maybe there are certain other tasks like innovation, opt-in services and agreement. Something like that is also there. Workday provides the set of steps needed in that case. Like here, the security domain will give you the access. You can look out over here. And then this maintain recruiting notes is the task which should be visible. But if I check here, does not coming because maybe does not. Let me check. Manage candidate. No job requisition. I have to enable it suspended. What's not enabled? I don't know if I can edit the policy here on the system, but in your system you can check. And job application. It was there in activities to not show his hands here. If you got application where we can see that the stream was the comment. Let's see. On each of the tabs you can see that. If you are enabling it, but you can't. These personal notes are the notes. We can add. No, this is different. There is something. A recruiter want to add a note on his profile that I have looked into these things. Maybe I have to come back or something like that. They are visible on job rec. You said in the right side there is a column. No, this is different. This is on the profile. But the one I'm talking about, you will be opening the job rec and it will be at the side panel. And those notes will be visible to all the people associated with that job. But this is specific to candidate only and the recruiter. Who has the access? The profile. The profile. This is the activity string, but I need to check if this is the job application one or the candidate profile one. Because I have opened the job application. Let me see if it is the same thing or something different. 1. You see the document coming up on the top. These documents job. It gets data submitted and automatic message sent. And also there's sometimes their document attached here and sometimes we like the offer letters sent and came back. This message is also showing those. If we send an incorrect document and we are to fix it here, how this thing work like this? This whole thing, like you can explain. This is like message. This is like email notification. Email notification. It had the notification channel as email. This is different. And the one which you're saying no, like we have sent it back, that will come in the inbox. It would be a proper task. And then the recruiter would approve it. Then it will again go to the candidate and send it back. Then it will come here. I was looking at activity stream on a prospect can be home, but I couldn't see in a job application. Next time we can talk about it. And the second thing is, what is the difference between the candidate home and candidate profile? I get a little confused. It's the same thing. Candidate home and candidate profile. They are different. Candidate profile is like what is maintained in Workday and it is viewable to the recruiter or the hiring manager, like how we are seeing it right now. Whereas candidate home account is something which candidate has created while going on to the external career site and giving his credentials. And then, when he logged in into it, he saw a list of tasks in his home account or the ones which he has completed or status of his job application. Candidate won't be able to see this particular worker profile. But I have seen certain clients now who wants to give the pre-hire or pre-contingent worker the access to Workday. But like they are going to have a higher date for sure. That was, I think, their criteria, and like they work, their account was created properly, and they then would be able to see their candidate profile over here. Same thing happened to me. I had to complete my certain before my hire date. They said they sent me the password and login for the workday, and then there were some tasks, some background check form I have to upload there. They did the same thing for me. Now with some candidates are able to see this thing, but how the recruiter or manager they communicate, are they able to see the candidate home account? How they communicate through candidate home account with the candidate if they don't have a Workday profile. Like the recruiter and hiring manager cannot see the home account of candidate. It could only be logged in using candidate's credential which he has maintained. The only communication way is like through the VP steps which could route to candidate as well. Or a same message could be done like if you go to new candidate. You like, I can select the candidate whom I want to send message and I can do this. Oh, it would go to their like Gmail or it could also go to the candidate. The next thing is, before I go to next thing, a general question for recruiting certification. They put up a certificate like this one is a day pro and there's another one that can tell me about those maybe in the future. You will be going for reporting, certification and for recruiting. I heard about there's a pro and there's another one. What's the difference and how much are we cost and everything? The partnered firms provide the actual recruitment certification. The not partnered firms now have the ability to make the candidates go for pro certifications. You, if part of non-partnered won't be going for recruitment, you will be going for pro certifications. And I don't know about the cost. I can check it in my learning system for my company and will let you. I don't know if I can even see the pro learning certifications. Do you have the learning portal right now? No, I haven't checked it. I have it. Is your company Word like implemented Workday? Yes, but in our partner they implemented Workday a long time ago, around 2014, but they didn't use the whole functionality. They are using some tasks manually. Sometimes they do it in Workday. They might have not implemented learning module right. Otherwise in learning, you could have browse course content. Learning, virtual learning. I think we have learned it. You can just go to your Workday account and type in browse learning content and search for pro recruitment certification. You'll be able to see the list of all the offerings, like all the batches, for that 30. And what is the cost? You will be able to see. The partner firm, they allow their buyer to get this certification, but non-partner firm. That's a good thing. Like at least non-partners, they have the stability. What happens now? There are a lot of non-partners firms and there are only 50 partner firms. And if somebody is moving out of country, they would be going for non-partner majorly because they hire people. And now Workday has given the license to non-partner firm that you can make your resources pro certified. I don't know if pro certified is specific to any module or anything. I have only heard about pro. I've not heard about like pro recruitment or pro compensation or anything like that. Pro certified is more general. Let's see. It could be. What do you think? Are you on LinkedIn? You can just type in the pro certification of pro certified. We get a list of people. Just talk to them. What was the issue and what is the background behind this? You also have a recruiting certification. I was thinking which one you have. Is it pro or the different one? Because some people only get certified in recruiting and compensation specific module. How do you do that? Partners have certifications for each module. I recently got certification in learning. I had a different batch for that. Then I got certified in salad. I had a different batch for that. Partnered firms, like they have certification for different modules. But I feel that for non-partners there is only pro certification, which will help also. Which will also help like the partnered employees of moving on to the non-partnered firm to retain their individual module certification. That is where pro is helping. Thank you. The next question is the mass upload candidate via EB. How do we use that functionality for recruiting? Have you worked on EAB? Yes, I did. Have you looked into the EIB template for candidate? No, I just only saw one-time payment. Just have a look for the candidate. And when you're downloading the template, just like you'll be having certain data in your system, right? Just select that. Include the data from the tenant option when you are downloading EIB. You'll have a list of candidates with the data. It will be helpful for you how you're going to populate things on the fields, on the columns. Just that. Just down the EA. It's not very tough. Now the web service. Which web service should be used for this? Any. What can I say? That was the main thing. If you don't remember anything, just type in candidate and you'll be able to put and get right. Put is like you are putting things into the website. Just like you're extracting inbound and outbound. Yes, this is inbound. Like this candidate put candidate to this candidate. This is the web service. If you want to mass upload the attachments per candidate, you can have this. If you want to mass upload photos for the candidates. If you want to have a list assignment, you can have. If you want to mass refer a candidate, you can have that. This would be the suitable one. Thank you. And one very common question. The common ticket I'm getting all the time is the recruiter hired someone on a job requisition and then they realized the job requisition was wrong. It has some error in that and that question is filled. Then they said, take it to go back and change the job, cancel all the business processes. That creates a lot of confusion how to do something. Like somebody is hired on the job, like one-time payment is set up, the assignment is completed, everything is done. Now they want to go back and cancel all this transaction. How to change the job once it's filled, how to make it available again and open again. You can have the task edit job. It will lead to trimming a vetted job like BP. If a job break is closed, no, it is closed forever. But the one which is freeze or filled, like that could be changed, but not the closed one. This is open. You can also move workers across job rec. There was some functionality. I think you open job rec, then it might be easier. This is open. This is already open. But let's suppose if somebody has been hired onto this like it is unfilled right now. Click here. I could have reason to place my book. Why not seeing number of openings? Maybe it is only for this position, and like it is only for this particular position, it has only one opening right now. We can move from one worker to another, but click and check the job. It doesn't have any candidate. Do you want to convince my rec? I think 140. Let me check 1 second. I can move candidate like that I know from one job to another. How do I do that? Candidate movement is very simple. Wait, I should move to another show. Oh, I could copy to another job as well. Like he could be part of two job recs at the same time. I think that might help. What you're saying, you don't want to create a new job. You use the same job, right? Which is filled, but now something you want to open it again. And then, in case of filled, you have to first edit the job rec first. Add number of openings and then move the candidate to that job rec from the job rec he is currently in. Is this someone whom you have hired? Near future hire date. Not properly. Enable job requisition for position management. This is for position management. My company doesn't have this label job rec for job, and they don't even have job rec. This is the only used position for in a while. Which one they have selected? The position management and the job. The job rec for job management. They don't use the job management module. This is unselective. They don't have it. They don't have it. I don't know how the mass upload. Especially when there is acquisition. They have to. I don't know how do they. When the company acquire a small company, a big company, how do they bring all those people inside? They are doing it on their virtual positions for the job management, and they are doing like bulk hiring through that template. Hire BP. What happens when they are putting in hire details and they're hiring? It will lead to triggering of hire business process for a lot of candidates. That is all they're doing while hiring for virtual positions and not through job requisitions. They don't need job rec and all those processes. They don't need because they just only use the staffing business hire. You might have done that in your HCMM training, like on to work. Like you created pre-hire first, then you hire the employee, and then they were visible on your supervisor. Similarly, we have EIB templates also for hire for creating the pre-hires. And like if you are loading pre-hire, then you're loading the hire. Once the hires get loaded successfully, you know they'll lead to triggering of hire business processes. One by one for each of the candidates. VI load, pro. For a position on the bulk hiring, then we use a virtual position. And the one you're talking about, the staffing ones, I think, require job requisition for all position, hiring, staffing events, and for position based on rules. Your first question was there was job requisition recruitment and job requisition staffing, right? I said for job break and that these two options pop up. I was thinking why they have to. They should be one job. The job using staffing. If you open it, can you close those job breaks? No, I should have checked. I will check it. If you're editing, I asked one of my friends because I wanted to give you the answer. She's saying that, yes, we can edit the field job requisitions, but as those needs to be unposted and posted again. But I checked this and we'll let you know on this. We can edit. We cannot edit the closed job break. We can edit the field ones. And let me wind up my question with this, hire. We pre-hired, loaded via EB. Then we use virtual position and we hire. And then the pre-hire uploaded. Then we have to manually trigger the hire with this process. If we can figure it automatically, we don't have to manually do it. Once our EIB template is successfully uploaded and work, you know it will automatically lead to triggering of hire BPs for all of those candidates. Like how you're manually creating pre-hire, then using the hire employee task, and you click on submit and it leads to triggering of hire BPs. Similarly, once you just approach successfully the EIBs, it will lead to triggering of hire BPs. And this position, it could be different position, it could be manager, maybe individual interpreter. This virtual position work for everybody, like how we have a lot of profile positions. Virtual positions are for job management. For position management, we have the actual positions. You can just have a look on the hire EIB template. That would just erase all your doubts. I'll show you the document. I know with my company. What do they have? Because they don't have this job management, even a label in that answer. I don't know. And they require a lot of company. I don't know how. How do they bring people inside the company? That would be using EIB. Even job requisitions can also be loaded using EIB. We don't create job breaks manually in the system. I don't know. My company, they use manually free job break. And then if you have to create 4 or 5 job resets, it's better to be created. Otherwise, once they could be doing the implementation and client says that we want to upload the historical data for last 2 years. Means we want last 2 years job breaks. Either they are filled open, close, freeze, whatever. In that case, we would be using EIB or advanced. Then we can now use the PTE web service. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.